So I keep reading things about AI art, art made by AI. And I find this deeply confusing and slightly offensive because I hold it to be the case that there is no such thing as AI art or art made by AI. So here I am explaining why I hold that to be the case. So the first thing in talking about that is that you and I should probably agree what we mean by the word art. And this is a notoriously fiddly or argumentative point, and yet, again, I hold it to be true that it's a really simple question to answer. Art is a category, like architecture is a category. And we look at architecture and we say, that's a piece of architecture. We put it in that category, that building, and so on. With art, we need to agree what we say about something and say, yeah, that is art. And we do that all the time without necessarily saying that's the definition. So let me give you a definition which will not fail you. And that is, when you make something as a creative response to the universe, and universe I mean anything, your heartbreak, outer space, whatever it is, when you make it for that reason, not to make money or be famous or to solve a problem, then you put it into a category we call art. And that's all it is. And that has nothing to do with the quality of the art. And the reason we get so hung up on that is that you might well say, well, I've got a book called The Art of Love or The Art of Bookkeeping, or I've got a Master of Arts degree or a Bachelor of Arts degree. Well, my response to you is get out of the 13th century, because that's the 13th century meaning of art. It basically means your skill. And we had people who were good at the creative arts, people who were very skilled at creative things. So art became synonymous with skill and insight and technical ability. But from the middle of the 19th century, it took on a completely different meaning. And the simplest way to say what that meaning is, in my opinion, is to say that when we make a creative response to the universe, we put it into a category we call art. Is it good art? Is it bad art? That's a different question. If you want to answer that question, I suggest very quickly you use the 4 E's. What does it express, explore, engage, execute? I could talk at length about that. AI. What does AI make as a creative response to the universe? Nothing. Because it has no feelings, it has nothing it is seeking to express. You can prompt it, you can use it as a tool used by humans to make art. And AI has been used to scrape any amount of art. I imagine millions and millions of pieces of art, books and paintings and pieces of music, to analyze it and produce things that are very close in the nature to it. That also gets them around certain copyright issues too, by the way. But that does not meet the definition of art. Art is a uniquely human production. And that is a beautiful thing about art as well. So artists out there are using AI as a tool, and that may or may not be a good thing. But people are also using it, I think, unwisely and unscrupulously to replace really good art, and just in dumb ways, just to fool people, and of course, as a way to save money. So there we go. That's my little spiel on why I do not believe AI can make art or ever will. And go and make some art yourself. You'll feel much better.